Okay. Okay. So I'm the only one here. I probably won't be people here, but it is what it is. Yeah. I got here on the chat. Here, I can still talk about what it takes to be a decent racer, even though I'm not a decent racer. Um, I've learned some things from people that are good racers. So, if someone wants to know something, if someone wants to add something, this is going to be part of my video too. So it's not just a live stream, so it'll be up on YouTube for a little bit. But okay, not exactly prime time to have a live stream, I guess, but it is what it is. I was hoping to have at least a couple people in here, which is normal for a Sunday Night Live. Well, what's up, Rob? How are you doing, buddy? I know I'm in the middle of another person's live, and I know Uncle Tony's live right now, so it's kind of hard for people to choose between that and me. And honestly, I would choose that live stream, just my opinion. But I need to get my watch hours because I am this close to being at 1,000 subscribers, but my watch hours are way down, and it's my fault as a creator. I haven't been able to keep up the way I should. So yeah. So yeah, if you got something to add, let me know. I'm here to discuss tips and tricks to make us all better racers, and whether that be on the track or in your. Here's a good way to fix that. I think it's a good way. I don't know. Anyway, so like I said, there's little things that I do myself that make me feel more comfortable to track, like a bringing a lot of tools. I've noticed that if you bring a lot of tools to the track, you don't need those tools. By all means, the time you do need one of those tools, though, you got it. But every time that I've ever brought every single tool that I own to the track, I've not needed them. So that's a good thing. Um, so that leads into packing those tools, because everybody that I know of probably has a truck and a open trailer, so just a single car trailer. Um, so where do you put all these tools? I don't really bring my whole garage, but I bring enough that I could probably do a whole engine tear down and disassembly at the track, minus some measuring tools like a bore gauge, a dial bore gauge, or something else. I do bring feeler gauges. That's one thing I've noticed that I never thought I'd need, but it's nice. I don't. I've had people borrow them. They're just a little cheap Chinese one from Harbor Freight. That works a lot. Like, I'm surprised that I've used it as many times as I have. Um, but as far as being a better racer, you have to define that yourself, because um, you're not going to be able to go out and win every time. I don't care. I don't care if you're perfect. You just can't win every race. It's just impossible. I mean, the likeliness of that happening is so little that the majority of people aren't going to win every race. Um, Me including. I suck. I can barely win sometimes, but I've worked better at it. So I'm trying to pass on the things that I've done to make myself win a race. Um, so honestly, I think the most important thing in a drag race, a reaction time. Like, every race I've ever lost was lost by a reaction time, whether it was too red or not green enough. So yeah, even as a bracket racer, just the reaction time alone is something that's probably going to make you win or lose. Like when you get up in professional ranks of like bracket racing, you're gonna see people cutting double O lights, like 005, 008, 009s. I'm not talking about that. Your every weekend bracket races, you're gonna see O20s, O30s. So if you can do that, you're golden. If you can't do that, probably should practice. I got to a point where I was consistent with an O35 light. Pretty damn consistent. Oh, good evening, Wendy. How are you? Tell Don he has to come watch. He's probably watching Uncle Tony's live. But uh, anyway, I hope this is, add what you want to this, because this is the only reason I'm here. I'm here for the people watching, and I'm not perfect, but I have, like I said, things that I do that make me somewhat better as a racer. I mean, most of the time, if the car does its job, I can usually do mine. Not most of the time, just a little bit. I should probably. I could talk about having tools at the track too. Um, but the one thing I don't suggest. Uh, well, hang on. Let me see. Let me rephrase that. The things I do suggest is at least one type of tool that you can cut something with in a drill. There's been many a times where you needed something to cut, doing an adjustment on a car that, like you something. Well, when we were at LS Fest, the first year we went, we had to buy different bolts for my tie rod ends for the steering rack, and they were way too long, so they stuck out and um, could have hit the ground. I think they were that long, especially if the car come down hard. So it was uh, it was not good. Um, so anyway, we had to borrow a reciprocating saw to cut them off, and talk about embarrassment. Not having at least one tool of some sort to cut a bolt. The simplest task of taking something and making it two, we didn't have. So, but how is everybody's night going? I mean, is everybody having a good weekend? I keep wanting to do these lives more and bring more. I want to add to the community a little. As I'm not, I'm always busy. I should say. I should say it like that. There's always something going on in the shop. Right there. That's one that's been here for a while. Um, Customer car. That's just what it has to be. You have to make a living, And if you don't make a living, you don't do the fun things. And if you don't do the fun things, you don't want to make a living, because why would you do that? So this is my other thing to add to the community, besides stupid content that not very many people like to watch. Uh, the good thing about being not solely independent on a normal job is it allows you to be more creative. So that's one thing I've noticed. It's made me more creative as a person, thinking up of ways to do this or do that, new tools to come up with, to design, to make specifically for things like that back there. Um, it's made me notice that there's things I don't want to do in life, like work on enclosed trailers. If anybody ever wants me to work on an enclosed trailer, no. The one I have to work on now is not fun, and I hate it. And I don't say I keep putting it off, but my schedule is not allowing me to work on it, and I have two brand new 5,200 pound axles just sitting out there ready to go under a nice enclosed. I just don't have time for it. I don't even have time for the ramp truck yet. So, but anyway, back to the racing side of things. The biggest question that I think beginners have is staging a car. And so the way that I explain it in the easiest terms is that on the pass that anybody ever makes, their first one, they should just skip the water box. Okay, sounds good, buddy. Enjoy the park. What's up, Mr. One-Eyed Cat? Um, anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah, straight past the water box. Hippie Miller, what's going on, brother man? Uh, anyway, I keep being interrupted. I'm sorry. Drive through the water box. Don't just drive through it, or drive around it. Was probably the better option, as cars behind you can then track the water up. Drive around it or drive through it. I don't really care. It's probably best either way. And it's helpful to have another person there to help you into the staging beams, because it's hard to get a feel of where the car's at. So drive up. Obviously, let me get a piece of paper. This might be easier that way. So you're gonna have you see that? So pre-stage and stage. It's just there's two imaginary lines going across the drag strip. Now, the easiest way to tell it is you're going to come into pre-stage first with your tire. So you'll do this. You'll drive your car to block the beam that's pointing out towards the center of the track. So you block that one with your tire. So now your pre-stage bulb is lit, which on most trees is your this is pre-stage, and these are staged. So Evening smoke. How are you, buddy? I missed that. Anyway, so like I was saying, you're pre-staged with your tire crossing that bottom black line there. Then, um, some people do it differently. This is the way I do it. You try to be in the bulb less. So you don't want the bulb to just light up. You want it to flicker a little. Not everybody's good at this, but I'm not good at this yet. I, I can get it pretty close, but it still just comes on. You want it to flicker on and off a little to be that close. So you want it to just barely be blocking it so that your tire has the. Let's see. I don't know, can you guys see them two dots? Yeah, okay. Looks like it. So when your tire blocks it, this one's blocked, that one's blocked. You want your tire just to barely block it. So that way you have the most amount of rollout so that you can actually let off the button way before the green comes on and still be green and not a red light. So the easiest way to do that, like I said, is to bump into beams and make these bottom bulbs flicker. So once they flicker, you're good. And then they'll flicker and then they'll come on. That means you're right there on the edge of making it happen. Like I said, so then you roll out, your tire rotates this way out onto the track. And so when you let off the button, or in a case of a foot brake car, you hit the gas, your car, you can actually react before the tree goes to green. Therefore, you're getting a head start, kind of. But you're reacting to it. So it's like I said, so like most people, to be good in bracket racing, 0.032. If you get a light that's 0.032, you're probably close. You run on your dial in, you're golden. I mean, that's gonna take out your average bracket racer. Now, like I said, when you get into some of the stuff like the Spring Fling $1,000,000 bracket race, you get into some of the guys that have been doing it for 40, 50 years that can basically just bop off this number. When you're running up against that, and the guy's dial in is, let's say, 478, and he runs a 478 with a 5. So that if let's see, that 478, if he dial in at a 478 and he runs a 478.5, that means you got 10 thou to take on. It's impossible. I mean, a good bracket racer could probably really do that, but I mean, just impossible. So you're not going to face that, like I said, on your everyday average weekend. No one's going to have that perfect of a package going to the track. I mean, it's just impossible. So that's my tips for staging, and then I like to explain that package a little. Like I said, I'm not the professional. I don't know everything. I don't know a whole lot, but I know a little, and so that's the little knowledge of the reaction time and how it plays into your race going forward. So the other thing about your reaction time is if it's good, your finish line needs to be good too. Like I said, at 478 is what you're dialed in as, and that's what they put that on the clock. You're dialed in as a 478, and you're on a 478.5. You're going to win every race you probably ever enter if you react 0.004 or 5. Yeah, I should probably go to the next tip or trick, I guess. Deep breaths. Has anybody ever told you to take a deep breath? I've taken lots of them. There's been lots of times in my life that I had to take a deep breath. So when you're in the staging lanes, and it might just be me, I have a little social anxiety or whatever. So taking deep breaths and relaxing your body can do wonders for your reaction times. And I know people probably think that's weird because you kind of want to anticipate the light so that you can actually react. But that's not really what you want to do. You want to be relaxed, like fully relaxed. Nothing, not thinking about it. Just as soon as you see that bottom bulb flicker, just boom, let off. Or in uh, foot braking case, hit the gas. It's very hard to cut a good light. That's why I said take deep breaths and relax your body, because if not, you're going to tense up. You'll anticipate the wrong way, and then you'll either go really, really green or you'll go really, really red. And there's not much in between. I know in the past I lost. What round was that? Probably the second or third round. I lost because I went red, 0.001, like literally less than a blink of an eye. I, I, I like it was like 200ths less than a blink of an eye. So that's how little red I was in. If I would have just that 0.001 out of one, I'd have got to the finish line and have almost a perfect package. But no, I didn't. I was red, so I lost. My other thing is green is always better than red. You're thinking, well, obviously. Here's the way I look at it. If you go red, you've done lost the race. It's over. There's no way you can make it up on the big end. There's nothing. The race is over. You've done lost. If you go really, really green and the other guy stumbles, he doesn't get a good reaction time either. He spins the tires. Whatever the case may be, the car breaks up a little bit at the big end. You have a chance now to win that race because you were still green. But if you red light, you don't get that chance anymore. You've lost the race at the starting line. It's over. He won. So I always try to say it's better green than red, but always try to have a good reaction time when you're bracket racing. That's obviously a guarantee. But anyway, um, anybody want to add anything to that? As I don't know how many racers we have, but racing racing's not for everybody. There's a lot of people that belong at car shows that I get into bracket racing or racing in general. I'm not a car show guy. I like looking at other people's cars or their show cars. I don't want one. I don't want to have to worry about the paint, the chrome. I want to be able to slam the door and run it as fast as I can and hope for a time slip. But sitting out in the sun all day looking at my car, scared to death that I can't drive it, screw that. I like to enjoy the things I own. Um, so yeah. So let's get into the next one. Never raced at a track. Well, Hippie Miller, it's exhilarating. The slowest thing I've ever driven on a racetrack was 17 seconds. And it's still exhilarating. I don't care who says it's not. You could drive a minivan on a racetrack and it's a blast, especially bracket racing. I don't care what you drive. You could drive a moped on the track and it would be more fun than you've ever had in a long time. It's so much fun. And you can get into bracket racing as cheap as you want, or you can make it as expensive as you want. That's the nice thing about it, is that it's however much you want to spend. Do you want to just drive your daily driver Honda down to the track and click off that 18-second pass and be consistent and have good reaction times and probably win? Absolutely. You can do that. But you can also spend every dime you have making a race car and go that route. It is what it is. Me, I like to budget. I like to go as fast as I can for as little as I can with the least amount of high performance parts I can because they're expensive. So your car don't shine, but looks good when it's clean. That's all that matters. And the other thing I've always wondered about it that people have show cars is why are they worried about other people's opinions? I'm building the car for me to enjoy. If someone else likes it, great. If someone else doesn't like it, oh well. I mean, I didn't put all the labor and time in getting it running to have you take that away from me. It's like you can't really take that away from me. I build it for me. So absolutely. Car don't shine. Well, it doesn't have to shine to be nice. I've always said that. I've seen a lot of crap cars that just had bad paint jobs, had decent set of wheels on them that looked good because that's all it takes. All it takes is to take care of something and it's not rotten completely out. But if you drive it, I don't care if the thing has those big old rock dings on the side of it. If you drive a classic car every day, that's cool. There's something about that that means that you mean business. That's cool. Yeah, I don't want to get on the car show rant. I don't like all your cars are toys. That's a good way to think about it. Because men don't grow up; their toys just get bigger. That's just the way I look at it. They get more expensive too. That's the sucky part, but yeah, it is what it is. I should have brought my charger out here. I don't know how long I'll keep this going. Um, Probably an hour. Hang on 1 second. All right. We still play with blocks. Yeah, playing with blocks is more fun than anything. I've never, you don't really think about it, but it's literally like a Lego set. I mean, when you're putting an engine together, it's this piece goes here, this piece goes there. If you don't put this piece in the right spot, it doesn't work. I mean, to think about it in the most simplest form, it really is. It's like was it a Rector set? That's an old toy, I think. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to show my age. I'm old. I feel old. May if you have any questions about racing, I don't have much experience with roundy round racing or like your autocross or anything drifting like that. There is. I want. She doesn't want. I want a drift car. I think it would be a blast to do. I mean, to think about it simply. Hey, speaking of her,
You talking shit?
I am easy on language.
Talking crap?
Yeah.
Talking smack? Is this the smack talk live?
No, this is the,
Oh no, that's the next one. Sorry. Spoiler alert.
well, they already knew about it. I gotta figure out where to plug it in.
What's up, people?
She's gonna entertain you while I find a plug. Yeah, yeah.
No.
Yep.
I ain't got nothing to say. Oh. Graduated college. Woo woo. Did you tell him that already?
No.
Oh. You're no fun. We've been going on for 29 minutes and 38 seconds.
Well, I looked at the charging thing.
It's like, your battery's low.
Well, it said 39 minutes. I'm like, I'm not gonna make it to
Thanks, man.
an hour. What do you say?
I said congrats. What was your major? I got my associate's degree in medical assisting. Not what I want.
A major dummy.
Not what I want to do, but it'll do for now. We'll be going back in the fall to get my that program in.
Yeah, she's the smart one, supposedly. I'm just the dumb.
So I guess whenever your brother went missing, there was like Brandon, Dollar, and a bunch of them always kept the brawl.
Really?
I mean, Brandon kept his cool the entire time, but I guess the guy, like what they said, they're not sure, but what it sounded like was the guy broke his car, and what they were wanting to do was basically go up, break the beam, like they were just wanting him, like himself and Brandon, to just break the beams. And Brandon was like, "No, I thought you broke. It's $2,000." And he was like cussing at him, like he was cussing at Brandon, like everything. Like he was like, "My wife and kids are here, bro. Like you're not getting what you want." And then walked away, and then Brandon turned around and
Saying that's why I hate that.
about lost his crap.
That is the reason we don't do heads up racing. Is that
It's a Edgewater. It's probably what, a bracket race or a test and do night.
Century Street Nights is all heads up stuff.
Oh,
Index
oh
racing
yeah, I
is
guess it's
all the people at the Cincy Street Nights is going to be heads up racers just there.
well, they need to take that crap off because nobody's gonna go in a brawl.
I like to watch it.
Devin was like, "Well, the one side of his face looked like he'd already been busted up by something. He's about to have the other side of his face busted up."
That's why I don't deal with it. I do think he should have split though.
It's not his fault he broke.
He broke at the line.
No,
Oh,
he
well,
broke
never mind.
making a pass and basically was like, I guess Brandon had to race him again or something, or he was up against somebody because he beat the other guy. So then it was like him and Brandon.
So he still got second place, which would
And
have paid
Brandon
out.
wanted to.
I think.
Well, Brandon did, but he wanted to like have
I know
Brandon
what you
not
mean,
race
yeah,
at all and just go break the beams. And that was it.
Anyway, back to the important stuff because I really don't care about that.
Rude. All right. Well, my entertainment's over. I was just bringing the charger. Bye, y'all.
Where you going?
Back in the house.
What? Join the life. Join the life. You gotta learn all this stuff too.
I will learn it when it's my time.
What?
You know, that car's still not sold. And that lady never did text your message. Well, never texted me back.
I don't know what that is. That
That's ice cream. No.
looks like a house.
I don't know. French fries, maybe? Can you click on it? What is that? That didn't help.
First responder. What is that?
Mike, that didn't help.
I mean, hello and welcome to the stream, but
What is
you
that?
got me all confused
That's
now.
ice cream? Let's see.
But anyway, back to the racing stuff, the actual fun stuff that's halfway enjoyable.
Oh, it's popcorn.
Okay. It just shows up weird on StreamYard, I guess, for some reason. Yeah, I don't have any popcorn. Well, we do inside, but
We got plenty of popcorn inside.
popcorn and hello. Well, hello. Hopefully
Popcorn.
you can
Well,
learn something from
It looks like ice cream.
me. Like
Nothing.
we were talking about reaction times, and I even drew that. Look at that. I mean, that's high grade professional.
Drawing?
Yeah, look at that. Pick it up.
Sure. No. What is it?
So I was
Are
explaining.
you telling them that they want this and not this?
Basically. Well,
That would round it up. I don't know.
that wins high dollar races. Good evening, Jason.
Ice cream is better. Yeah, I guess.
Ice cream is a great substitute
Hey, Jason.
for weight loss.
No, it isn't.
If you want to lose weight, eat a bunch of ice cream.
He ate a whole tub, basically by itself.
Hey, if you want to win races, you do that. If you don't want to win races, you do that. Explain
showing
the
right
package. So if you dialed in at a 478,
Here, 475.
and you ran a 475 with that reaction time, you won that race. There's no way. It's hard for most people to come up with a package like that.
Just showing them like stage and pre-stage.
Yeah.
Showing
So
half the
have
people
one.
in here that probably know. Oh, thanks, Jason.
I'll be in the garage working on the No Name Nationals SUV.
Listen,
SUV
I wouldn't come over here if you don't want to be seen.
live stream. What SUV?
Listening in. Is that an SUV?
Why do I not know?
Oh, no, that's beer.
No, yeah, absolutely.
I'm like,
Drink one for me, but what SUV? Why do I not know that you have an
I'm
SUV?
glad there's someone else on Sunday night, right? Sunday night?
Well, Uncle Tony's live right now, and I forgot about that when I made this, but I
specifically told him that when he goes live, he needs to make sure it's not going to be on a night that somebody else is live, but everybody's live like every night, so.
It's why I told her there's too many people to worry about a live stream schedule, and it's just impossible. It's unfair to other channels too if you hog that. So I mean, the people that want to watch here are going to watch here, and the people that want to watch Uncle Tony are going to watch Uncle Tony, and the people that don't want to watch me or Uncle Tony are going to go somewhere else. I mean, that's just business, I guess. I mean, it's not democracy, right? No, that ain't right. What's the word I'm looking for? There's a word somewhere. Too many people at UTG. I get that. Yeah, I do.
I used to say truck, but then I got to thinking no one has.
You have to say SIV. It's probably SUV.
And it is one. So.
38 POS Racing. How's it going, buddy? Yeah, I don't like to overlap people's lives, but it's just hard to. You just can't.
True that.
It's impossible. So 38 POS Racing. Does that actually mean POS like
the actual definition?
The acronym.
Of POS.
Just curious.
I asked.
And if it's an SUV, is it a cool SUV?
Well, it doesn't matter. He's gonna raise it. So
Are you gonna make it really cool? Because I mean, there's some pretty sweet SUVs out there. I'm not gonna lie. It's the commercialism, the word you're looking for, right?
Is
I don't think so. I'm thinking like, I don't know, free market. I think. I don't know. You might be right. I don't know.
What was with the dots?
What was with the dots?
Dot
the two.
It's like this dot preferred more than that one?
No, so your pre-stage, stage. Your your tire needs to block the pre-stage. And then the front of your tire barely needs to break that beam. So you want that one to come on so you know exactly where you're at in the racetrack. That one needs to flicker. And then come on. That means you're barely in so that like you can let off the button as early as you really want.
Is it possible? No.
Well, yes, it does. From back in my day. Figure 8 racing days. Oh, so you drove a POS. Is that right? My thing? No? I don't know. Anyway. So SUV consumerism, we like what you're selling over here. I'm not selling anybody on anything. I guess I am. I sell t-shirts. If you want to buy this, I'm sorry. There's probably something wrong with you. No offense. What in the world are you doing?
I'm texting my aunt back since my phone's in the house.
Go get your phone, genius.
So my mom's neighbor is like having like grandma seizures, and like she will be fine 1 minute and then she like spaces out and then she will pass out and be out for like 4 minutes at a time.
Me too.
My aunt was like, is it possible to fake these seizures? Just curious. And I'm like, to be honest, I don't think so.
Exactly, Don. I'm not subbed to that other channel anymore. Well,
UTG.
I assume. Don't buy me. I mean, you can buy the t-shirts I sell. That's.
Them's high dollar.
Not high dollar, but they're something. They'll always call it that, especially when I beat them. 80 Tornado. That is a cool car. Front wheel drive, blade. So what was the '70s Tornado the one that had the V8 in it?
You know all that. You know
I don't know. They made Tornadoes from like the '70s on up to like I think the '90s. I thought.
your dad asked your brother. He was like, "So what's the shop password?"
Because I was trying to figure it out for
And
this.
he goes,
I actually figured it out.
"Well,
You
it
can.
didn't change, so it should be the same as the old one." He's like, "That's right. What was the old one?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, you made the old one and you don't even remember it?"
Well, I was trying to figure out. Okay, so I was trying to figure out. Hang on. Let's start from the beginning. Okay.
For the third time, he's gonna say he was trying to figure this out.
No, it has a big V8. I like V8s. You'll know if someone is seizing when you run across a lot of fakers to get attention. It don't work with us.
I
So
don't
you're an actual
no,
first
I
responder,
don't.
then.
I don't think
That's
this
pretty cool.
one's faking. Like, I don't know. I
Anyway,
could be wrong. She could have her ways, but I really don't.
so 10 minutes before this live stream, I missed a call. Well, actually, that was 60 minutes before. Yeah, I missed a call from a customer, and who's having some issues.
I think he called you like 7:30. You were like, "Oh my goodness, I got a lot in half hour."
And so I called him back. I was thinking it's going to be something simple, set up a date to come here, figure out he needs help with something. No big deal. Okay, me and his conversation lasted about 2 minutes, and then he started talking about how he didn't have any help at the house because I assume it's his girlfriend
Yeah.
got into some car accident 2 years back, and she goes on a full. I don't like being disrespectful over the phone. I'll listen to somebody's story just because it's nice. I like being nice. She told me her whole life story from start to finish. And so that's the reason I didn't have a charger out here. I couldn't figure out the password. I was stressing a little.
First responder garage. That is very true. My mom's friend has very bad ones, and I will never forget the times I've seen him have them. Oh my god, they're awful.
Her Riviera needs to have tires, so I drive.
It has tires, brand new ones. They're just not on.
And then I need to bring it in here to check the brake lines. I mean, it stops and drives fine in the driveway. I'd really hate to get in a fender bender over the fact that I didn't look at some brake lines. That would be stupid.
I'm pretty sure she has POTS too, so I don't know if it could be something with that. Her blood pressure's dropping and bottoming out, and she's just passing out. And maybe it's that, but I don't know. Seizing, you stop breathing, people turn blue fast. Yeah, no, she doesn't do that. If all their muscles worked hard, and if you're diabetic, it will.
PS 38 POS Racing, a 455 would fit in there, but I have a well, I paid for it. She's got a 6-liter LS engine that would fit right in there with some turbos.
That we pulled out, mind you, in the freaking rain, and
Freezing
here we
rain.
are, 3:30. This place closes at 4, and we are one bolt away from getting this sucker out.
Yeah,
we got it.
Anyway, I like old engines, but I can only use what I have disposal of. So, like, I have that 6-liter just sitting there. I have a small block Chevy that could go in it too.
I would love to ride in a ride along on a first responder thing. I would love that.
And back. Welcome back.
Rob
took his cousin or not cousin. Hang on. I'll figure it out. Grandbaby to the park for a few minutes.
Aww.
There you go.
Yeah, baby.
I was like, something. It has to be something.
His cousin.
I don't know why I said cousin.
Far away from grandbabies.
Well, listen here, pal.
Need years and limited slip.
Well, I was thinking, before we took I think it's a 301 out of the Riviera, I wanted to put a nitrous kit on it and blow it up and see how long it would last with like a couple hundred shot of nitrous. So, I mean, you're talking an extra 100, 200 horsepower to I would say less than 100 horsepower engine on front wheel drive with like baby transaxle.
I'm not even trying to race it. I'm just trying to have it as a nice car. Why didn't you take me to the park, bro?
Yeah, literally.
Oh.
Yeah, why
My
didn't you take him to?
cousins.
I don't know. Brothers, right, Jason?
Oh, well, I
Maybe
guess
I'm
I can
wrong.
call him bro. You can call anybody bro, I guess.
Bruh.
You're like, can you help a brother out all the time? And I'm like, please stop calling yourself that.
Yep. A brother out.
You please my pronouns.
Hmm?
Right here.
Hmm. You got something there?
You did.
Whatever.
Sorry.
She's nitpicking me. I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff. But if you're going to take Jason to the park, you have to take me to the park because, I mean, that's unfair. Life has to be fair.
He is my little brother. My little brother.
Well,
I
at least
don't have one of those.
I know.
I love this.
I got an older brother.
You're the little brother.
I'm the little brother.
The brother.
I am the last brother.
Should be a 307. Olds doesn't have low D transmission. I don't know.
Honestly, couldn't tell you. I don't think I've ever had it out of first or second gear. It's been.
Have you ever drove it, or was I the only one that drove it?
I drove it up and down the driveway for.
Oh, that's right.
I think I drove it before we were even.
You were like,
we were a thing then.
you were like pulling, like when I was like pulling it up, you're like, let's drive. It's some like the car's dying or something, or. That's funny.
First guy.
No, you said last drive.
Coming up
Maybe you did
out
say
of the
first drive.
graveyard. That was a good. That short is amazing.
Oh.
I don't know if it has a drive transmission, but I can tell you this: the thing is about as gutless as putting a 2-cylinder in a motorcycle engine in a car. Like you could barely move it, and that car probably weighs 3,500 pounds plus. So it's not good. Should be cool, a 6-liter. Yeah.
We'll see.
At that point, I'd really thought about making it a 4-link and everything, but that's a lot of work, and I don't want to do that.
You didn't kill it, just.
It's okay. So it would probably still be front-wheel drive. Now, what I like about those years front-wheel drive is that they are the drivetrain is a weak link. Yeah. But what I like about it is that the V8 is in line. Dang. See, now we got people roasting each other. That's meant for tomorrow night's live. You're supposed to roast each other tomorrow night.
You can fit it in the stroller. Because you can fit it in the stroller.
Hmm.
Oh.
But
I think he meant couldn't.
But the front-wheel drive thing is cool because
Come on, man.
because
He said couldn't.
because the V8 is still frontwards facing. It's not like the V8 in the old Impalas where it's turned sideways. I think that's cool. I don't know why. It's got a transaxle of some sort. I don't know how that works. I really don't want to tear it apart. But
Right now, the wires and motor and everything, you can barely see the freaking ground.
but it runs so good that I don't want to take it apart, and I don't really want to blow it up because it's literally would make the nicest drive out of anything in the world. Uh-oh.
Who's calling you? You missed a call again?
How did I miss a call?
You probably had your phone open and you didn't hear it go off.
That's probably true. Anyway, that was the same customer that I was talking about.
Then he missed a call from the first time.
And then
just did it again.
so
And now isn't calling him back.
I
Or
probably
even texting him.
I
saying
told him
like,
to call
hey,
me
I'll call you
tomorrow, but
back.
he might have got it figured out. I don't know. His car's coming here. I think.
Hopefully give you another project to do when you haven't even finished that.
Well, he's going to be gone tomorrow.
Good.
Well, I say it.
See ya.
It'll be done tomorrow. Hopefully, he'll pick it up by the end of the week.
Bye, car.
It's got to come back.
Never to return again.
It's got to come back.
Jesus.
There's more work to be done on it. It's actually not a transaxle. Trans and differential are separate. So what you're saying is,
That guy should probably just buy a new car. That one. He should
Probably
just
could.
start from the beginning
There
and
was
take
a
it elsewhere.
there was a really nice hardtop car. I almost sent it to him, but I mean,
Like here.
he wants a convertible, so I mean, that's a
Make it a
convertible.
convertible.
That's a lot harder said than done. If he wants to
Easier
give me,
said than done.
yeah, whatever.
That's how that comic goes.
If he wants to give me about $70,000 or $80,000, I'll do that conversion.
We'll have that. Just freaking $3 billion.
But if it's a differential, you could probably put in some beefy stuff. See, I thought it was all one. I don't know. I don't know how they work because like we've never looked under this car. Like it's never been on the lift. It's never been jacked up before. Like literally come straight out of the field, aired the tires up, cleaned it out, went and bought some parts for it, fixed the window, and it's somewhat fixed. There's a window there now. It was broken glass. Now there's a window. Anyway, so it comes straight out of it's literally a field find car.
I may have a picture of him mowing around the car so we can get it
I
out.
forgot. Well, that's probably one of the did I video that?
I think so.
I don't know. Anyway.
That was probably like way back when videos, but
so anyway. What?
I'm not using your nasty ass bathroom. Excuse my language, but that toilet is enough to hover on.
Number 6 tube is hitting the flex plate.
Oh. Number 6 tube. How many tubes does he have?
Those guys are going to get it into me.
Well, at least the car's coming here tomorrow, I guess, and you'll figure it out then.
Well, he's calling me tomorrow, and we're going to come up. If he doesn't get it fixed, he's going to call me, and we're going to come up with a plan to get it.
They're cool. Drove one for daily for years. Raced them for 20 plus years. Jesus. The same car? Or
I would not like to race a Riviera for 20 years. That's not like it's just not. It's cool. It drives like a boat, and I'm so excited to get it on the road to see what it feels like. Truly,
he'll be driving it more than I will be, and I'm the one that bought the thing.
That's the greatest thing about this car is that we could spend $1 bajillion on it and be all right. Because little Missy here got a good deal because of me.
I don't even know what drew me to that car. I was just like, I like that car. I want it. Whose is it? Let me talk to him. He was just going to take it to the dump, and he was here that one day, and I was like, hey, how much you want for that car? He's like, I'll take $200 for it.
Yeah, so we gave scrap price for it. What's up, Travis? How are you doing, buddy?
Had about 20 different ones.
You had 20 different Rivieras? You're insane.
About 20.
I only have one, and I think it's too much work for me. But, yeah, this is... Getting it fixed is one thing, but using it's another. It's just chilling.
It needs a bath. It needs new liner. Back seats. It needs...
back seats.
Well, no, it don't need back seats. It needs I'll probably just put like a panel there to redo like the trunk part where you separate the seat from the trunk.
Oh, that's
Instead
easy.
of like pulling it down, I feel like we should just do a panel there and just make it whole. We have a mouse family in there.
Well,
We've had several mouse families in there.
So I found these I have old red stage to drive to work tomorrow.
Woo-woo.
I would say he has it sitting to where he can just get into it and go, I assume.
Your car's like that currently. It's just like.
Yeah. I've always said driver's door to exit of house. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Because in the morning, at least for me, I'm stumbling out of the house. Even though I like my job, I don't want to go to work. Like, I don't want to just leave the house because I go from a warm bed. Well, now we go to a warm outside, but you go from a warm bed to a car, and you got to drive in traffic. You got to deal with other people. I mean, it's a pain in the butt. And So
But then when he gets to work, he's sitting in an office by himself with the door closed all day watching YouTube because he does nothing.
the door's not closed, and I am doing something, just not 100% all the time.
He only does work when he travels.
That's my
Or if
job.
he
I
has
travel
to
to
do
work,
paperwork.
and there's a lot of paperwork involved.
Paperwork's gross. Nobody likes to do paperwork.
The good thing is I'm allowed to make it easy for myself. But anyway, back to this. This whole live is about racing, and we're talking about
This
daily
is why
drivers.
I shouldn't have come out here.
I don't really care.
Because he
Daily
was probably
drivers,
on his line and
like the one I got. Then there's something stuck in my eye. Come on.
see, check tires and such. See, my side is the passenger side is what you see first when I come out the door. I always check my tires though, always. I don't know why, but ever since I've keep like way before when I was like, I swear my freaking tires were like nail magnets. And
So she has been through. Do we work at the same place? I don't know. According to your Facebook page, I don't think so.
I was my tires
Don't you work
were
at
nail magnets, I swear.
You work at a power plant, right?
Still have 3 Toros and 2 ribs in the yard. Ribs.
Really is.
We said ribs, and they corrected and said ribs.
I mean, he might have ribs there. I mean, if you're cooking ribs, at least invite us.
He don't even like ribs.
I don't like ribs, but he's eating ribs. We're gonna, it's just respectful.
I'm like, you don't even like ribs. Oh, good picture, Mark, because we're going to be able to see that. Confused. Looks exciting.
I'm so confused. It had a torque converter on it. Flex plate when I did that.
He said it's hitting the flex plate.
I know, but excuse me. When I built the headers.
Colleen.
Hey, Colleen, how are you? I like to do a walk around. I don't. I like to live on the edge. I like to get in my car and expect it to work. Not always a good plan, but it makes it fun and interesting.
Because one morning, here it is, 6 something in the morning, and my phone's going off, and I'm thinking it's my alarm, and I'm like, man, I said that earlier than I needed to. No, it was him calling me. Hey, I'm stranded on the side of the road. Can you come pick me up? Because his Civic that he never took care of went to cook.
Someone bought that Civic today. Someone paid $500 for my driver.
About $500 for that turd?
It's not a turd. It broke down on the side of the road because of the crank sensor. It literally, for this man, started right up, and he drove it onto the trailer.
Oh, it's gone?
Yeah, it's gone. We took it home today.
Must have missed that one.
I mean, I'm just glad that because he needed a daily driver for his work, and he's a good dude. We met him at the track. He's a good guy.
Junk factory aluminum rooms.
Junk factory. Well, see, Don, you started with the wrong word. I don't like being gender associate here, but you started with the wrong word. It says it right on the emblem in the oval. It's in white lettering, I think, and it's in a blue background and a blue oval. Usually those are not very good quality machines. Just my opinion. I've owned none and I won't own one. Pro tip, make sure your lug nuts are tight. LOL. I decided to just check it if I had torqued the wheels. And I had not, and I'd been driving it around the area getting it right. Yeah, I'm just going to assume that torquing your lug nuts is important. But I mean, it's only necessary if you want to make it somewhere. So, I mean, really don't have to do that. I'm just,
My lug nuts are tightened when the tire goes on, and that's about all the tightening they get.
So, I like to use a torque wrench, but I bought a set of torque limiters. And so, 100 foot-pounds on a torque wrench or torque limiter, you go any wheel. Yeah, I mean, you don't really need lug nuts. Technically, you could drive straight forever. Technically, if you had long enough wheel studs, you could drive forever straight.
Just hope you don't have to turn.
As long as it doesn't wobble, which it shouldn't ever wobble because it should constantly be on the bottom of each stud as it's going.
Oh, shoot. I forgot to put that blanket in the dryer for the mother.
Oh. Good luck. Yeah, so you don't really need lug nuts. I mean, that's just optional. Make sure you over torque them to where they strip out and they're loose, so that you can have a slight vibration. Kind of makes you feel like you're in control. If not, we hit the 1 hour mark. That's pretty cool. Uh, I may make these lives. I like the racing tips, but I mean, it sounds like you guys like just normal banter. Chevelle in the background. No, that is an Oldsmobile Cutlass. It's a customer car. I put floor pans in it. I put the trans tunnel on it. He went from an automatic to 4 speed. I put bucket seat mounts in it, and then I'm just finishing up the trunk pan and support members. So kind of interesting. It's been a fun little project. He wants to put a modern engine in it and stuff and transmission and make it a little cruiser. I think it'll turn out to be a nice car. But if it sounds like the people here like to have the banter and not the. This may just be a social live. Now tomorrow, I'd like for it to be no name national specific, because it's call outs. It's talking smack with your call outs. That's really what I like. Freestyle, a Ford Freestyle. Why have I not seen one? What's a Freestyle? What the hell do they look like? Has an all-wheel drive malfunction since we got it. 4 years now. Travis, if you're gonna buy those, just bring me a couple. I'm not gonna be mad. I'll take them in. Free of charge, of course. I'll pay the tow bill. I don't know what the heck that bug was, but it was large. All-wheel drive malfunction. So does it just lock itself into all-wheel drive? If it's an all-wheel drive car, oh, looks like a Subaru Outback. Okay, so if it's an all-wheel drive car, hear me out here, and it's got an all-wheel drive malfunction, does that mean it doesn't drive? Because I mean, all four wheels spin at the same time all the time, or is it just like I'm confused? Is it not engaged, or what? Sounds like you need a new car. Well, a different car. I'm not a big Ford guy, so um, I'll agree to this to an extent. It's actually a one-wheel drive. That's freaky. That's not good. Uh-oh. Sweet. Anyway, if it's one-wheel drive, now I'm just going to assume you found that out because you did a burnout. I'm just going to say that. I don't know if a Ford Freestyle will do a burnout, but I'm going to assume that's how you found that out. Racing stuff. What's the best way to practice one's reaction time for the tree? At the track. Well, I mean, they sell practice trees and stuff, but here's the deal about practice trees is that you're not getting actual data. So when you use a practice tree, it's usually just a little button like this, or just something you hold in your hand and click a button, or hold the button and let off, or whatever. So it doesn't give an accurate representation of what you're going to be dealing with on a track. See, especially with an actual race car, you got switches to think about. You got temperatures to see before you go down the track. You got to make sure that, in our case, we got engine temps, intake air temps. Usually, I don't worry about that. The car is very consistent, so it doesn't really matter. I don't have to look at it. I just choose to be safe, just in case, let's say something's out of whack. Another one is oil pressure. I always look at oil pressure before I ever leave the starting line. Anyway, so reaction time, I'm going to recommend the best way to do it is at the track in the vehicle you're going to be racing. Sounds very expensive and dumb, but it's to me the best accurate representation of what you're going to get. Yeah, a foot controlled pedal would probably be better, but see, the thing is, you got a helmet on. I don't know what track you race at, most of the time, but when you're at a track that's, I can say summertime, you're going to be sweating a little. You're going to have a helmet on. I think most cars require a helmet. If not, I don't know. You usually, like the track closest to us, you're not allowed to have the AC on because of the water drip. So you're not going to have AC on. So it's going to be super hot. You're going to have sweat dripping down. You have to wipe it off and stuff. And being in the car is different than being at home in your relaxed state, no one next to you. To me, being in the real world gives you the best chance at practice. Just my opinion. US 41. That's up in hell. No, that's Dragway 42, I think. Where is US 41 then? I don't know where that one's at. Anyway. Well, yeah, the car leaves differently. So, like, the car behind me here is going to leave totally different than my race car. I mean, it's going to have like basically a factory engine power limit, I guess. It's going to be like a couple hundred horsepower, where when I go to the track, it's going to be, well, the car made 400 this time, but we're looking for 700 or 800 at the dyno. But anyway, so we're leaving on 700 versus a couple hundred. The time of launch, and that's going to be listed off of a foot brake, whereas mine is trans brake. So it's totally different. It only matters. I get the foot jitters street racing, no tree. So I don't condone street racing, but I know people do it. To me, you're going to be dealing with someone flagging or a light, banging a light. With that, you're just basically to get a better reaction time on the street with a flashlight. You basically have to guess the light, because there's no way to get to react before that light comes on, because you're waiting for that light. Because if you go before that light's on, you're out. So if the car moves before that light's on, you're out. So that's the problem with that kind of racing, is that your reaction time is always going to be slow. Both people are going to be slow, because both of you are waiting to see that flash. To me, I don't like that way of racing. People are more than welcome to do it. I'm just not going to be involved. I'm going to get Coke real quick. Too much talking and not enough drink. Just need to get ready for No Name Nationals. Well, I think the only thing that's instant green, which is just the green lights come on, is your 28-10-5 class, which I'll be in. But the other, like the bracket race, is just normal bracket racing, I think. And then I guess you can ask for it if you're doing a call out. So we don't have to talk about racing. It's just I just wanted to make sure that the live was labeled. If people want it to be a social live, I'll just let it be a social live. I mean, I enjoy hanging out with all of you. Y'all are great people. So, I mean, I don't really care how it goes. This is just what I thought in my head would be something to talk about. Um, so, getting ready for No Name Nationals. The question is, are you ready for No Name Nationals? Because if you're not ready and your car is, you're golden. All you got to do is, prepare yourself. Me, I don't have to drive my car down there because it's not street legal. So I have to haul it. So the only thing I have to worry about is getting my whatever I'm hauling with, there and back. So that's pretty simple. But for someone that's driving their car there, racing it, and driving it back home, I can't help you there. Me too. Never been down the track. Well, I'm gonna tell you this. It is not as complicated as you would think. Now, I will say this: coming into it with the best attitude. See, I see it all the time. People buy like a new sports car, like a new Challenger, or a Charger, or Camaro. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Uh, and they go to the track, and they just think they're going to be ready, and then they take 5 minutes to stage the car, and the guy that's in a race car that temps are rising is like, "Come on, dude, I'd like to go." So all I can say is be considerate of actual racers. Um, but like again, most people are going to look at you and go, "He's learning. It's his first time at the track. I'm really not going to care." And honestly, at the No Name Nationals, there is no way that you can not have a good time. I mean, it's all good fun. It's not like you're not there to win. I mean, you are there to win, but you're not like it's not like $1 million corporations coming in with top fuel dragsters. It's nothing that serious. I mean, I think John Wilburn uses the description of it's a family reunion where a drag race broke out. It's very true. It was a great time. I enjoyed it. We were a little bit, I don't say private, but we tried to stay to our own just because that's just the way we are. So we don't really do a lot of social stuff. I don't drink or anything. So like being around people that are drinking, it's not uncomfortable. I don't like it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with drinking. Don't get me wrong. I like a fancy dinner. I mean, when I go on vacation or a trip, I like to eat well because I don't get to really eat well here. So, oh, definitely, Don. I mean, there's going to be people there that probably never been down a drag strip ever and have no recollection of what a drag strip is, which is still mind-boggling to this day. Anytime I meet somebody that doesn't know what drag racing is, it blows my mind. Like that they've never ever heard of it. Like I've heard of golf, basketball, football, baseball, cricket, all kinds of sports. Yet it's the one sport that doesn't quite get the airtime on TV that it deserves is drag racing. It's hard to watch, but at the same time, I mean, how can you not like, especially with like high dollar race cars, big power trying to put it down on the track? I mean, it's just cool. That's just my opinion, though. Um, but as far as like tips to get you, there's really nothing. The only other thing that I can recommend, and it's the problem is that it depends on the track. Like my bracket racing's a lot of fun. To me, there's going to be a lot of people that argue this in this world. Bracket racing is the hardest type of drag racing there is on earth. Just plain and simple. It is the hardest sport in drag racing there is. It can drag racing. That's where a bunch of guys run in dresses, right? Absolutely. I want you to wear the nicest dress you can find. Okay. And put on some lipstick and do your hair all nice. All right. And then show up in your car. Okay. Don't be offended when we take pictures and laugh, but please do that. I mean, I think that would definitely make the No Name Nationals video. So if you want attention, there you go. But racing is not hard, but it can be extremely hard when you're trying to win. Yeah. See, you also got to remember though, consistency in driver of the car and the car itself is important, but also being more consistent than the guy next to you. Plus, you got to make sure that your car's consistently not breaking. So, like when I say that, I mean air temp or air temp outside is a big factor in why a lot of people, you'll drop a tenth or two or less than. Excuse me. Um, so you'll drive. Let's say you run a 770. You'll wait a little bit. They'll call you back. You run a 775, and you're like, why did I go slower? I did the same thing. I shifted at the same point. My tire pressure's the same. Everything's the same. Not quite. It could have gotten hotter or colder. Most likely hotter if you slow down. And then your engine's running at a hotter temperature, which is not allowing the cold air in, and so your car slows down. And the problem is that a lot of people don't dial in their cars for that, so they don't take that into consideration when racing. Um, I'm not good at judging that. So if I run a 770, like I said, and in my time trial, and I run a 770 in the first round, I'm going to go, I should probably dial in a 770 for the next one. Nope, because you're later in the evening, it's going to cool down and you're going to pick up. So now I'm going to break out probably because I'm stupid and I don't see that. That's the biggest mistake I see. But, you know, don't judge me. I've not won a race yet, right? I've not won a bracket race with this car at least. Density altitude is a big factor. Absolutely. And it doesn't matter what you're driving, if it's a big turbo car or if you're driving a daily driver. I mean, if your little Honda sees a different temperature and the air density, you're it's going to slow down or pick up. That's just the way it is. And so being a sportsman style racer requires a lot of statistics and requires you to be able to sort through data and think about your next round in terms of the future, because no one can predict the future, but if you can predict what you think your car is going to run and you're consistent on the light and everything and your shift points, you're probably going to win. But there again, there's always human error in it, which is cool. You don't see that in a lot of types of racing, but anything else anybody want to know? I mean, I'm all ears for questions or concerns, or if you have questions about the thing behind me or my car or the ramp truck or the shoes on my feet. I mean, I'm open to tell anybody anything. But, so that's another tip that I'll give. Recently, my dad has tested this theory. So, I have a helmet here. No, it's in the house. Let me use my welding hood. Be right back. So a lot of times people can't focus on the tree. Now, I'm going to use this as an example. Obviously, this is not a helmet, but okay, so let's see. So I need some tape. But anyway, the best way to think about it is to try and cut out the area that you see. So if you make a little small window of what you're looking out of to see whatever your is, where you can just kind of kneel your head down and see just the however however you focus on the tree. So like if you focus on that last yellow, or if you're a top bulb racer on that first yellow, you want to be able to just see that. So you want everybody around you, you don't want to be able to think about them uh, when you're racing, because when you're thinking about anything but that tree, you're probably going to red light or you're going to go late. So the best way I can describe it, I wish I had some tape. I just had some. I thought. Anyway, thought I did, but apparently I don't. But that is the biggest way for me to explain that you need to focus on the tree at one point. So whatever that may be, if you want to just focus on the three ambers, so the three yellow lights, and that's how you focus, do that. If everything around you is distracting you, tape around your helmet so that you can't see anything but the tree. And he's this actually that my latest video, long video, is of him with that testing that out, and he went to the quarterfinals. Usually, Dad goes out first round. It's proof that um, bugs. It's proof that it works. So at least for him. So that's the thing. It's different for everybody. So trying. This is why I say you need to go to the track to try all these things, because it can work at the house perfect. You know, if you have a practice tree or something at your house, it could work perfect here, but in a real life scenario, it does probably not. But the other thing about going to your track is now you're supporting your local track, you're getting the practice you want, and you're still, I mean, blinders like for a horse. Exactly the same thing, just tunnel vision, tunnel vision, tunnel vision. But like I said, it's different for everybody. I don't like that. I tried it, and like getting your head down in the right spot, I just don't. I don't like it. It's not for me. It's not for everybody. It probably works, but it is what it is. Be right back. So, any questions, concerns? I'm giving out all my secrets. What am I going to do? Like I have secrets. But, yeah, so how's everybody's night going? Sunday night, I say most people have to go back to work. I get to go back to work too. I mean, I worked all weekend, but just on that, I didn't go to my actual job. There for a while, before this job my actual job that I got now, my previous job, I made more money doing that stuff than I did my actual job. It was depressing. It's like I go to work to get a paycheck and no insurance, and it was awful. And the 401k was okay, but I'm not that age yet. Not like I have access to that money. Whatever. A topic for another day. But so, tips for racing. Shifting. If your car doesn't have a shift light in it, I recommend you get one. Usually you can buy ones that take a little pill, So that just goes in the back of it or whatever, and then so like you want to shift at 7,500 RPM, it's gonna flash that light at you at 7,500 to tell you to go deep and shift. It helps you be more accurate. Don't come here. I don't know what that is, but what is that? I think it's a beetle. Do beetles fly? I don't think beetles fly. Do they? I don't know. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm getting off track. I'm getting off subject here. Uh, I'm stupid. Yeah, beetles. Yeah, beetles do fly. Okay. Well, I think that's what that is because it's like huge, and there's no other bugs coming out at this time of the year. So on the bottom bulb, black out all the other bulbs with tape on your visor is a good thing. Yeah, that's basically what I'm describing. That's what he did. I could go get his helmet, but I don't know where it's at. I think the other thing, if you're building a race car, like actual race car, like roll cage, the whole kit and caboodle, something actually fast, like. But when you're required to do safety stuff, that's when you know you're getting fast. So like 11 flat and faster. When you start having to think about safety, that's when you're going fast. Um, but the one thing I've always felt comfortable with is even if you're going slower than what your safety stuff is, you're gonna feel safer in that vehicle. So you're gonna be just like at home. It's gonna be like an office. You get in it and strap yourself in, get ready. You're not worried about getting hurt if you crash or you know, worst case scenario. That helps too. That helps alleviate some of the stress that can build up when you're going up to the starting line. Knowing that if you get in a wreck, you're going to come out. I'm not going to say like butterflies, but you're not going to come out dead. You know what I mean? It's getting there, Jason. It's getting there. I actually have to stop at the auto body shop or parts store or whatever and get some seam sealer. I ran out again. I should have. I should have just bought like 4 cans of that stuff, but I also didn't think that all of the factory stuff would just. I pretty much every factory seam sealed spot. I literally took my finger and went, and it went. It was garbage, just straight up garbage. I mean, it's probably been on the car since '71, but that's still. That stuff doesn't just come off. It shouldn't. Anyway, but the floor pan looks really, really good. I'm very well pleased with how it turned out. I mean, the car is going to be a really, really nice car. It won't be like restoration quality, but I'm going to tell you, if he gets a good paint job on this and does good body work, this will be a show car all day long. I mean, it's going to be that nice. I'm going to tell you, seam sealer is not cheap. I mean, like, compared to like race fuel or something, it's cheap, but like, not really. It's kind of sucky. I really, there for a while, I thought about using like roofing tar. I mean, that stuff is like literally the same thing. Honestly, it's probably better, but only thing I don't think it accounts in is vibration. But with my own car, the only thing I'm waiting for is to actually go race it. Honestly, I don't know what I bought. Here's the can I bought. It actually doesn't say what it is. But that's what it is. Yeah, it is to say. But it says will not become brittle after cured, so I assume that means it's flexible. Um, like I said, it's good stuff, but I can't wait. I can't buy this from Jags and wait on it forever. I mean, the last time I waited almost a week. So um, if you weren't on my computer, I'd take you over to the car and show you what it looks like. I mean, I try to get my customers to bring me the parts that I need. So like I said, I did floors and I did bucket seat mounting. I put um, the trunk pan in. I don't need the headlight bezels, the trim. I don't need the bumpers. I don't need any of that. I just need the parts that go where I'm doing. So when customers say, "Well, what do you need out of it?" It's like I just need the parts that I'm installing. Like this guy, granted it's fine, whatever. He put all of his parts inside the trunk and car, so now I have to figure out what to do with them when the car's here. And so it just gets style. It's stacked. Like right now, you can't sit in it. You can't get inside the car because I have to work on the trunk pan. So all the stuff that come out of the trunk went into the car. And it's a pain in the butt. You got to move everything around. It would have been a lot simpler for him to just take it out and put it in his garage until he got the car back and then put it back in. But it is what it is. Everybody's allowed to make their decisions. Just makes it harder on me, and I have to charge. Yeah, I bought the factory rail mounts. It's literally three studs, and I don't know. They actually should have four, but I'm not sure what happened. Um, like I, what was explained to me by someone that's done them before was that it's bolts. There's a hole in one of the cross members that use a bolt instead of a stud sticking up. But they were like $40, I think, to do one side. I mean, it's simple. Pieces you just measure it out and make sure they're in the right place, and stitch weld them onto the sheet metal, and it looks really good. Hang on one second. There's the beetle. Paint up. I get up the body and paint stores for body shops. Oh, so like the one that I'm going to is called Parts Plus or something. Anyway, it's in Kentucky. Um, that's where I got the paint for my truck. I'm just going to assume they have seam sealer. I could be wrong, but yeah. And Rob, if you're asking about my car, that's factory seats. Mine's got a race seat in it. That's custom made. I don't know how I could explain that to you. So how's the Camaro coming along then? Is it doing any good? Is he going to be ready for No Name Nationals? That should be my big question. I mean, come on. Well, I mean, I don't know how else you. Yes, ready for no name. So then, how did you do that? Because I mean, I don't know how Camaro seats mount to floor, but I'm only going to assume that they're on tracks like normal car seats, and then that gets bolted to the floor. So if your seats are mounted on the floor and it's too tall for you, how do you fix that? You just cut the floor. You cut the floor out and make like a big box that goes down, and then you mount them down below. Yeah. Yes. Making it safe. Make sure the seats. If you got in a crash, you don't want the seat to just come out. You weren't ever. Listen, auto salvage. Everybody here was invited to this party. Now, everybody doesn't want to show up. I'm good with that. I mean, who would want to be uh, have who wants to come to a party with me, right? Nah, it's been fun. Yesterday, and I did. I posted it yesterday, last night. Maybe it was last night. I think it was last night. Anyway, I made the thumbnail and I made everything else. Just is just a. It was supposed to be about racing. I mean, I don't really care where it goes. I needed something to talk about when I first started, and I thought that was the easiest thing to talk about. Here I am. Nope. Yep. There's one tomorrow night too. Same time, I think. It should be 8 p.m. If not, I'll change that because that's what it's supposed to be. Um, I may do it in our basement because coming out here is not always the easiest, but I got a lot better lighting out here, and I mean, as you can see, there's some pretty bright lights here. So, Auto Salvage Outlaws, what is new, buddy? What have you been doing that I don't know about? We're about an hour and 40 minutes in. I go live tomorrow night. Get guests coming on to help him get some subs. Watching rainfall. Is that better than watching paint dry? Just curious. Going live tomorrow night. What time are you going live tomorrow? I could cancel mine. If you go live after mine, I'll just send everybody your way. I mean, not that I'll have a bunch of people, but the more the merrier, right? Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what all the other time zones are, but that's mine. If you're going 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you'll be 2 hours before I start, so I'll go watch yours then. Tuesday at 8:30 Central Time. Well, Central Time. Okay. I don't know what that's. Damn, that's late. To me, that's I think Central Standard Time or Central Time. That's This is stupid to me. I'd have to ask this. What's that like, Colorado? That area, or what time is that? I'm stupid, honestly. When it comes to that stuff, I've hated time zones since I was young. I think it's the dumbest thing ever. I think everybody should be on the same clock. Just my opinion. But yeah, um, Tuesday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, you're up near. You're in Ohio, so you're in my time zone. I'll be. I should be on your live, Rob. Should be. I answer your question. I would watch the point paint dry before the rainfall. Really? I mean, well, see, here's the thing about watching paint dry versus watching rainfall. With rainfall, you get a cool sound that's like supposed to be therapeutic. But if you watch paint dry, I mean, does paint drying have a sound? Nope. So, I mean, at least you get the therapeutic side of rain. You're in Alabama. So you're, what time I got now? It is 9:40 right now at night. So, yes, 9:40. I would say your time is later than mine. So it's probably like 10 something there. Oh, we're an hour ahead. So it's 8:40 there. Okay. Yeah, 8:42. Okay. If it's raining, you don't get to work on your car or whatever it is that you're doing. I mean, are you going to melt? It's only raining. But depending on what you got to do, I guess. The best way to work on a vehicle in the rain is to open your front door, go in your house, go to your refrigerator, get a beer out or drink, doesn't matter. Go to your couch, okay? Now listen to me. This is the most important part. Turn the television on to something that has to do with automotive in general. And that's the easiest way to work on a car outside in the rain. Easiest way to do it. That's right, Donna. That's right. That's the easiest way to work on a car in the rain. Go inside, turn the TV on. Oh, well, hang on. Got to do these steps first. Because if you sit down first, you're going to want the beverage and you're not going to want to get up. Go get your beverage first and then go to the couch. Yeah, I'm very, very fortunate, Don, that I have a lift. I'm very, very fortunate. Um, I'm lucky my father decided he didn't want to break his back when he was younger. Um, they're not that expensive to buy. Having the place to put one is the expensive part. That's the sucky part. A lot of people missing that like button. Eh, like I said, Rob, no one wants to be here. I mean, I don't blame you. I mean, look at this. I wouldn't want to look at that either. No, that's all right. But yeah, Rob or Otto, easiest way to work on your car is watch somebody else work on theirs, especially when it's raining. If it's snowing, dude, that's just like just winterize everything. Just wait till it's wait till it's warm out and then work on it. So Don, I I don't know if there's a difference between an outdoor lift and like an indoor lift, but here's the thing. I've seen before where people have a lift outside. So like no garage, but you have something to get under if you needed to weld on something. Only problem I see with that is it's going to get like rained on all the time. It's going to have the sun on it all the time. Um, I've seen it before, so you don't have to have a garage to put a lift there, but you do have to have a concrete pad to put something there. That's just the sad part about it. If it's below 50, I'm not going out there to work on no car. I mean, I don't blame you. I don't like getting out of bed when it's 50 degrees, but it's just my opinion. I like summer weather. I'm a summer person, so yeah. But I'm very fortunate to have a lift. I know. I don't like bragging about having that because I know that not everybody has that. Um, but it's very obtainable for the average enthusiast. Don't get me wrong. You don't have to buy a name brand lift. I'm not even there's. I don't think there's a name on this one. I mean, so yeah. I mean, so there is such thing as an outdoor lift. I knew I wasn't crazy. Obviously, it's not like you want to do that, but I mean, if you're waiting on like the budgetary stuff to buy a garage, but you have money to buy a lift, I'd just go ahead and buy a lift. I mean, you can disassemble it when you got to build a garage around it. So, just my opinion, how that goes. Opinions are like butts. Everybody's got one. Well, most people. Yeah, but I'm very fortunate. I'm very happy and thankful that I have one. It's made quite a few jobs very easy for me, like having a truck that just threw its transmission out. So, well, I mean, Auto Savage Outlaws, his cat's worth $1 billion as it sits. I mean, it's famous. It's on a T-shirt. I mean, how much more famous can you get? Besides having your own like apparel line, that's it. A portable one. I've been seeing these recently that they're like they don't come up like with like waist height. They don't lift the car to like that high, but it allows you to like get on one of them little roll around seats and get the stuff that normally you'd have to jack the car up, put it on jack stands. So I've seen them and they're like a couple feet tall. I don't know how well they work. Never seen one, never had one, never had anybody offer to let me use one. But I've seen that. I mean, like I said, well, I guess the only other cat that's more famous than him is probably Garfield. And I mean, come on. Speaking of jack stands, I don't know if anybody shops on like Northern Tool. Um, they had a really good deal on jack stands. 2 3-ton jack stands for $20. Or hang on, let me check that. I want to say it's cheaper than that, but I don't know that for a fact. Yeah. So two 3-ton jack stands for $20. I thought it was a good enough to deal. A deal. It was a good enough deal. In about 10 minutes, we'll close the live off, and then we'll do another one tomorrow. Like I said, tomorrow's live is going to be about smack talk and the No Name Nationals. You know, if you got to call out, yeah, he's a good person, isn't he? Auto Salvage. Yeah. Otto, you probably won't get back in time to for the finish of the live. So if I don't hear from you before then, have a great evening and enjoy that cigarette. Like I was saying, the tomorrow night's live is going to be out. Just good fun in the name of the No Name Nationals. If you want to be there, I think it's going to be a pretty great live. Uh, uh, I'm hoping more people come. I'd like to put out a post and stuff that I'll be going live tomorrow night. Um, but if you want to invite your friends, please do. It's just going to be a fun thing and anybody's welcome to join the live stream itself, like on screen. Please do join. The more the merrier. So anyway, what's great about it is that the No Name Nationals is it's like the community's tight knit. It's not like super tight knit, but like everybody knows everybody and everybody enjoys. Oh, that was a quick cigarette. How did you do that? That's impressive. But anyway, everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows that we all are in this game together. And so it just makes sense to be a part of this community. If you like what's behind me here, or if you like painting things, if you like tools, if you like anything, I mean welding, I mean anything, you're going to get that kind of content. Racing, that kind of content's going to be from the No Name Nationals. You're going to see people working on their cars. You're going to see people racing their cars. People jumping off, and the list goes on. And then you got the fact that you got good people here that would give you the shirt off the back. It's a cherry on top. It really is. I've enjoyed it, so I'm still here. I like YouTube. I think that it would. I'd like to use it as hopefully someday I'll be able to make some money off of it. But it is what it is. I'm just enjoying the time here on Earth. I get to meet a lot of good people, and I've got to do a lot of things because of YouTube. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Um, yeah, I don't really have a whole lot else to talk about. So if someone wants to get their last questions or answers or anything like that, what is everybody's favorite tool? How about that? What's one tool that you thought I'd never use that, and then now you use it every day of your life? Yes, Mr. ASO, living your life to the fullest, it's important. I'm trying my best. I mean, nice. I'm trying my best to do that. What's on the lift? It is a 1971 Cutlass, Oldsmobile Cutlass. It's a convertible. I put floor pans in it, the transmission tunnel. It's a 4-speed car. I put bucket seat mounts in it, so it's got bucket seats. The trunk pan went in. Well, see, here's a tool that will make you not sweat. I'll show you. A God allowed man to make an impact for a reason. If there is room for this thing, there is no reason to use a ratchet. If there's no room for this, obviously a ratchet's a very good tool and has gotten mankind a lot farther than this has, but this has made everything easier. Like my favorite tool that I never thought I'd ever use ever in my life, a flashlight that I bought for $20. I use that thing every day of my life in my real work and this work, in the house, out on the side of the road. It's like the gift of light is like something you don't want to get taken away from. So if you have to do something in the dark, it's a pain in the butt. Oh, good car to restore, hard to find now. Yes, this car was actually. I mean, I tell my everybody around me that it's pretty solid. Which there's no rust on the rockers, no rust on the quarter panels. Doors are a little bit rusty, but the floor pan and the trunk pan was really it. And I mean, what car that's been around sitting for probably 20 years like this, or 30 even, probably more than that, has no rust on it? You're just not going to find it. I'm sorry. There's no way that you can find a car where we live rust free that's been sitting. Just impossible. So, like I tell everybody, anything is savable if you have the money and time. This car was definitely savable, and it's not costing him anything. Bug. I mean, the work that I'm doing is so. I mean, it's an easy job. Don't get me wrong; it's not like super easy, but it's not hard. It's not rocket science. Well, auto salvage. I hope it's a good where you're going the next year. I mean, it's not too often that I change directions. There there for a little bit after my grandmother died. I had to take some time to do some reflecting and obviously mourning and stuff. So I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I love YouTube, but I had to take a break, like an actual break of not doing any videos, nothing. Now I'm at the point where I think I can just do some live streams and then like a video once a month, twice a month, something like that, once a week maybe. I was going to try and do uploads every day. Not happening. There's just no way I can do that. I mean, I'm not. If I had an editor, I probably could, but there's no way I can feed somebody that much content. It's just impossible, and I can't afford to pay somebody to do it. So, that's just how I have to. I have to operate within the means that I have. So this is all I get. Um, so you get what you get. And you don't throw a fit. But I hope it's a good sign for you, Otto. I hope you are planning to grow over the next year and go into a direction that suits you best. I don't know a whole lot about what your channel does. Like I said, I don't have a lot of time. I can't check out every channel that ever. My dog just gave me a heart attack. I'm sorry, guys. I just heard like huge metal crash, and he just scared the poop out of me. I'm sorry. I don't know where I was talking or what I was talking about, but yeah, we're coming up on the 2 hour mark. Um, like I said, if anybody has questions or concerns or what want to know anything about any of the vehicles I own, any of the things I work on, what I do, the stuff that I can help you with. Like I said, I'm not the brightest man on the planet, but I have some experience. I can at least give you my opinion. For what that's worth, I don't know. Got 3 cars to finish and then going to stay in the car world, but changing content. Understand that. I understand that 100%. Shall you say, it's kind of all over the place. I don't really have a set way of doing my channel because I don't like that. It's not the channel. I really started the channel to document my life and how my world changes and evolves, so that when I'm old, I can see what I've done. If I've done anything for the community, I can look back and go, "Hey, here's my proof. I at least gave something to society that I felt was necessary. I mean, it's not my Oldsmobile. It's not. It's a customer car. I wish I owned something like that. It has made me fall in love with convertibles. So if you see a convertible on the channel, that's why. I've enjoyed working on it. I love just classic cars in general. So I mean, that's just me. But it's made me fall in love with convertibles a little. First responder, yeah. I mean, like I said, I just want to document something so that when I'm old and frail, I can look back and go, "Wow, I did something." My life wasn't just a complete waste. I may have affected somebody. I mean, I try to have a positive outlook on everything. And life's not always the easiest. So when you have people around you that can be a part of your community and offer, a little. I'm not good with words, man, here, but I'm trying. Like support. Man, that's probably a good word for it. To support you when you need somebody. It's I'm fighting bugs off right now, and I'm not sure why. Auto salvage outlaws. I wish I was 20 again and know what I know now. Well, the thing about it is that age is just a number until it's not. You have until the day you die to make up the lost time. Now, I had a very freak accident when I was younger. When I was in high school, I got into a car crash, and it really changed my perspective on life. And I've changed my whole lookout on life since then, and I've really become a giver more than I thought I ever would. I was still kind of selfish. Don't get me wrong, but I felt like I've needed to give to people now because there's no one else out there that. There's not very many people that give to the community rather than take, which is fine. That's going to be life for the rest of the world. So, but I thought I can offer something, and maybe in return I make a living off of it and enjoy life a little. And I get to meet a bunch of people that are awesome like you guys. So, anyway, I think I should end the video here. I got to go in and get ready for bed and for work tomorrow. So, any other questions, I'll wait and see what you got. But other than that, I don't really have anything. So, please give a thumbs up to the video if you liked it, or if you like the live stream, subscribe or whatever. I think all of you are subscribed to me, so that's awesome. I appreciate that. Um, so, share tomorrow night. I'll probably put a post up before the live tomorrow and tell people to share. And I want to make a place for people to hang out for the No Name Nationals. I mean, there used to be a couple lives that I'd be involved with, but there's been a lack in that, and then I think I can fill the void until somebody else wants to take it over. I mean, there's places for people to go for No Name Nationals content, but yeah, that's right, first responder. I mean, I can only give so much, so I'm just going to do my life. I'm gonna live my life the way I can, and then hopefully look back on it and I've helped somebody out of their situation or help them move forward. Thanks, Auto Salvage. I appreciate you stopping by. Like I said, there's nothing else. So enjoy y'all's night and take it easy. Enjoy your work week. I will catch you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate it.